Hey guys, Dave here from Wolf in the Wilds. Welcome back to another edition of Trailer Trash Tuesdays. So as some of you may know, I am in my trailer. I am having kind of a good time of it, to be honest with you. The solitude is a little much to get used to. It's different. But the peace and quiet, just kind of do kind of whatever I want. It's been really, really nice. It's just really nice to have a little bit of peace and quiet. Gathering up firewood, doing, the odd bit of maintenance chores, I guess you'd say. Does keep me somewhat busy in the daytime. At night, not so much. But I do have my tablet. I have a TV show that I've kind of loaded up on it that I've been kind of watching. And it's actually been pretty good. It's been pretty good. I do have to go into town later today at some point, pick up a few things, get onto a Wi-Fi where I could pay a few bills, because the real world is still there. I gotta deal with that too. But I'm enjoying myself, I really am. And a project that I've kind of started working on is something that I think a lot of you would be interested in. I've tried to do this a couple of times. Unfortunately, people can't always keep their hands off of stuff that don't belong to them, and I haven't been able to do it up until now. But I have my own space. Nobody comes into the trailer, really. So I can kind of do what I like here. And that is the subject of today's video, and probably a few. I'm going to break this up into segments so it's not too long. But I'm going to feature something that I wanted to do a video on for a while, but I guess you could say I wanted to gather up as much information sort of about it as I possibly could before doing it. So let's do that today. I'm going to show you something kind of cool. So in the last video, I mentioned that my bathroom floor kind of needed to be fixed, and I still haven't done that yet. The cost of building materials since this whole COVID thing started has just been a nightmare. That's part of the reason everything's going so slow. But I have turned my cabinet into, I don't even know what an apothecary? Herbalism? I don't know. Whatever you guys want to call it. I'm not 100% sure. Let me bring you in a little bit more and show you guys what's going on. Okay, once again, it's kind of hard to get a good angle and, kind of whatever, but let me just move back here a little bit. I've been gathering up herbs and whatnot. Medicinal plants. I've been drying them. I've been kind of, doing whatever. And today I'm going to feature this little gem right here, which I call Exorcist tea. Being that the floor here that I'm sort of hovering over is not very good, let's go back to the front of the trailer and I'll tell you about this. Alright, Exorcist tea. What is it? What does it do? Why do I call it that? Well, it was kind of a funny, joking kind of thing, because I didn't really know what to call it. But I knew I wanted to do a video on it when I found out how effective it was. I have a teenage daughter. When she began the process of becoming a woman, and her monthly cycle started to become quite a bit of a problem, she did not like taking pills. Aspirin, Tylenol, Midol. I don't know. She didn't really like swallowing pills. And that caused me to turn towards my knowledge of medicinal plants. Because of its effects, I jokingly referred to it as Exorcist tea, and the name just kind of stuck, and well, that's what we call it now. As I'm sure you can guess, it is very, very, very good for relieving the symptoms or effects of a woman's menstrual cycle. Bloating, cramping, the discomfort, even the anxieties and the sort of hormones that sort of play havoc. It's very, very good at that. It is a pretty moderate sedative. It is good for stress and tension, especially if you carry tension in your muscles, be it your shoulders, your back, kind of whatever. It is good for that kind of thing. It also has some minor allergy relieving capabilities. Although I would say that they're minor enough that you probably would want to utilize something else for that. But, I mean, it is there. Okay, what's in it? In relatively equal proportions, because I didn't take like a measuring cup and, kind of whatever. I just did handfuls at a time. Just bunches and handfuls and kind of whatever. But it is fairly equal. Vervain, goldenrod, giant ironweed, and wild mint. Now, giant ironweed and vervain both taste like crap. They really do. They absolutely taste like garbage. The wild mint, obviously, most people would appreciate the flavor. And the goldenrod, that has a bit of an acquired taste, I think. But it doesn't taste horrible, but it can be an acquired taste. When I was devising this formula, the wild mint originally was, I thought about wild mint as sort of more of a flavoring agent to try to cut the horrible taste of vervain, especially vervain and giant ironweed. And as I was, kind of thinking about it, wild mint has stomach relieving properties as well. So it really helps with the bloating and the discomfort. So it really, really added more to the formula than I originally thought about as a flavoring agent. So it adds flavor, but it adds medicinal as well. So I would say it's just as important as any other component. The main components, vervain, giant ironweed, it started out as those two is what I thought of immediately for relieving my daughter's menstrual cycle symptoms. As I, sort of thought about it, devised things in my head, the goldenrod came into play, as well as, eventually the mint. I sort of played around a little bit with mixtures, how much of each thing would be good, and I discovered that pretty much equal amounts of all 4 ingredients seem to work best. So, anti-bloating, anti-allergies, tension. Really, really helps you sleep. And it tends to kind of vary from person to person. One friend of mine could drink a cup of this and it would just knock her right out. Another friend of mine had some, and it was relaxing, but it wasn't as bad as, or as potent, I should say, as one friend reported. Now, 7 or 8 people, friends and family members, have tried this. I have tried this to help me sleep. It helped to put me to sleep. I wouldn't say that it knocked me right out. But like I say, I've actually had a couple of friends say 1 cup of this and it don't take long. They're off in la la land, and that's that. So if any of you ever try this, make sure you try it, 2 or 3 times where you don't have to drive anywhere, or you don't have to, I don't know, operate heavy machinery or do anything extremely important. Probably try it, in the evening, and see how it affects you, because the sedative properties of this seems to vary from person to person, which I imagine all of the medicinal effects would vary from person to person. So once again, equal amounts: vervain, giant ironweed, goldenrod, and wild mint. It really, really helped my daughter, gave me my little girl back, and I've kept it around ever since. I've got a couple of, this is a new batch that I just made up. I've got a couple more people trying it to see if it helps them with sleeping. Maybe in a future video, if I get any feedback from them, I'll try to update you guys on that. If any of you try this, if you have purple vervain, giant ironweed, goldenrod, and wild mint growing in your area, grab bunches of it, hang it up to dry. When it's all dry, just crumple up all the leaves and flowers and kind of whatever, take out all the sticks and twigs and anything that, doesn't belong in a tea. If you give it a try, please let me know in the comments what you think of it, how it affected you, if it helped or not. But so far, everybody who's tried this has reported beneficial, kind of effects. It's did what they wanted it to do, within its capabilities. And I think it's something that I will definitely keep in my herbalism kit, apothecary kit, kind of whatever, from here on out. So, yeah, Exorcist tea. I hope some of you give that a try, and I hope it helps you guys. We'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, stay wild.